All right, everybody. Today is Wednesday, the 19th of February, 2025, and this is the Cluster API feature group for Karpenter. We follow the Kubernetes SIG's meeting guidelines, which basically means please treat everyone as you would expect to be treated and raise your hand if you want to talk. Looks like we just have one topic on the agenda today. Pavel was adding some comments there. So Pavel, what's your topic? What are you curious about here?
Okay, so there's this PR in Carpenter Provider Cluster API. That PR basically updates Kubernetes Cluster API and Carpenter versions. Uh, Not sure if I can call it Cluster API Carpenter, but it is part of this, and those are uh, quite important items, right? That will need to be updated on timely basis, right? So I was wondering what's going on there regarding the tests failing. And I basically wrote my debugging process and thinking here in the notes. Uh, Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. We
I
already know
will.
what's like Stefan pointed out what was going on here. We just need to change the version that it's pulling.
Right, GCS. So that would be
Right.
like a simple update, right?
Right. I just haven't had a
Okay.
chance to get back to this and like update it again. But I mean,
Oh,
if you want
mhm.
to take my PR and copy it and open a new one and fix it, like please by all means, it doesn't have to be. I just opened this PR before because I was just trying to do some
Uh,
update work.
No, no. I mean, I'm not sure if I will be able to get into the bottom of this because if there is a set env test, I'm not even sure what this one is, and I'm trying to separate the code from the runner CI/CD processes here, right? Which run in GitHub Actions. And of course, all those nil pointers are or etcd not being in path is because some scripts didn't run. Because yes, the control planes did not get spinned up, and I'm not sure what setup and test is. It would be that something that goes into the .yaml of the project. But the first problem is the kube builder, which is basically yeah, I mean, Kubeler cannot be downloaded from Google Container Service. So that's the first issue. And I think then it causes everything else to just fail. So no KubeBuilder because there is 404. At the same time, uh, we might be asking ourselves questions about other updates such as Runner, like OS, but maybe that's a separate topic. So I wonder that setup and test, yeah, that would be something to put in YAML, I suppose. But there is some kind of existing environment, right? Maybe I should just sync with Stefan on this
You could,
because
yeah.
I
The problem,
just trying to get involved into this one because
yeah,
it
yeah.
seems to be simple, but I might be lacking, I don't know, credentials or things
No,
like
no,
webhooks,
it's
go
none of
accesses
that.
or
It's none
whatever.
of that. It's
Okay,
just we just have
or
the
not
problem.
knowing the process.
Yeah, the
Yeah, and
prop.
I'm trying to establish the routine here. I
Yeah,
will help
yeah,
from
yeah.
operational
No,
point of view.
yeah. I'm trying to show you here. Like the problem
Yeah,
is
make this.
it comes in right. It comes in how we're using the M test environment here, right?
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, I see.
So what happens is the way that we invoke the env test is that we use this command here. We actually do a
Mm-hmm.
go run and we run
Yep,
the code,
yep.
through that environment. The problem that Stefan is pointing out here, and what I was
Mm-hmm.
going to do was compare with the way Cluster API does this because they have it set up properly.
Uh-huh.
Um, so we need to update the version of setup env test that we're using, right? Because the
So,
because
mhm.
if you look, the way that we bring in setup env test here is by
Mhm.
including it
I
in this
see.
in
I
this
see.
tools package, right? But what's happening is the Go mod version here is out of
Mm-hmm.
date. This is too old. It
Yeah,
contains
yeah.
internal
Not.
to that
Mhm.
link, it contains it pulls code during the test installation process, and
Mhm.
this version is too old. It has an old link in it. So
I
this
see.
version of setup env test needs to be fixed to a more recent version. And then this bug here, where it's unable to fetch the metadata, that it'll fix that bug right there.
Yep.
It's like,
I think so because it will spin the cluster next and everything else will work. Yep.
right.
Uh,
It's a transitive bug with the setup env test stuff. So like this PR just needs to have it's going to have the setup M test version updated as well. And then it should start
So
passing basically.
so if I did something like go get update setup and test, then you think that and then go mod tidy, of course, then you think that would do, or do you have some kind of a robot that updates all the dependencies in the project?
Yeah, we do not have a robot that updates these.
Okay,
We would manually bump it in this case.
okay,
Yeah, I think you're right. If you did a go get, this,
update. Yep.
right, it would update the version of this. I haven't had a chance to go back and fix it. But if you want to
Sure.
copy the PR
I
and
can
open it,
I can take a look. I
yeah,
mean I can always like fork or create. Yeah, I mean I can maybe we can do co-pairing on the same branch. I'm not sure that would be okay.
yeah, that or fork it or whatever. Like it's fine.
Or yeah,
Like none of it's all fine with
or
me.
just cherry pick the code to a branch if there was a need to create a separate thing because having too many tickets open is not perfect as well, right? And if I could just check out to the branch, then I could simply update it, but there'll be like another name, and I'm not sure if you're okay with that.
Well, I don't know that you can push. I mean, like I would have to give you permission to push to mine,
Right. I
right? Like,
might, yes, the remote, and I might not even have permissions to push at all because that would be like a first PR. But I would like to fix this or take a look at this because I think it's a very good start of when thinking about all things operate CSD and operational stuff, which will be needed and also having that our copy conversation in mind about the topics from previous meetings. I know that uh, that's gonna be lots of things required, and I wanna get involved, and I think that's a perfect start.
yeah, I would say just copy my PR and open a new one with your work, and I'll close my PR. It's not a big deal. I don't mind. So if you want to take it over, that's fine with me.
Okay,
Yeah.
Just,
So,
just, just, uh, just want to start something to have this end-to-end comparison. Like, okay, here we have the CSD GitHub Actions, here we have the code, and I look at the YAML there for GitHub Actions is quite simple, and that's cool. So we
what
could do iterative updates and push
like
it
what
through. It
YAML
was possible.
what YAML update are you talking about?
Oh, I was looking at the YAML for GitHub Actions. Like, okay, so what is? Oh, okay, make
Oh,
this.
right,
I
right.
see. I see.
We already do have GitHub Actions to exercise
We
this.
we have looks like it's all integrated. Yeah, it looks like it's all integrated. So that wouldn't be that.
This
Yeah,
doesn't
I
need
wouldn't
to,
need anything special there.
yeah, this part doesn't need to change. We just need to update, we
Yeah,
need to update the Go mod. That's it to
yep.
fix this. But like,
Unless there is something in Ubuntu here in the Ubuntu image that could be included, because Ubuntu can contain this app repository with the key, of course, signed, which we might change things after the app, and that's the second point on my agenda.
right. Well, I mean, I think like, I don't like, my personal feeling is let's not mess with the operating system if we don't have to, right? Let's just try,
Okay, okay.
like, these tests run locally. The problem is that like when it runs in the cloud, it's having an issue pulling this transitive dependency. So I think the first thing we need to do is just fix this and it'll probably all
Yep.
run, right? So we don't need to change the GitHub actions. We don't need to change anything. If we just change this, it'll probably start running again. But I'm completely happy if you'd like to open another PR and kind of copy this work and update that. I just haven't had time to get back to it yet, you know. All right. So do you have your notes captured somewhere? Because like, I guess we could. I'm gonna bring this down into the agenda. because I just want to kind of clean this up a little bit. Okay, so let's just I'll just leave your triage notes in here. Let me erase my notes. All right. So what was the relationship with these docs? Because this is like the node bootstrapping. Oh, I guess I can't look at that one. So the proper owner for this project is that you're at the right place. Oh, what happened to Pablo? I guess he disappeared.
Huh, true.
I don't know what happened there. He just disappeared.
Let's give him 1 minute.
Okay, well, I don't know what all that was about. I think Pavel might open a PR though to follow up on this stuff. Okay, well, I guess we can give Pavel a minute. Did you have any topics you wanted to bring up?
No, not at all. Just catching up.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give Pavel a few minutes to see if he's going to join. Um,
Cool.
Otherwise, we can call this an end.
Mm,
Just trying to clean up the notes a little bit here. All right. Well, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't think Pavel is going to rejoin us. I don't know.
yeah, don't worry. See him next one.
Well, we'll pick it up next time. Like the comment, oh, okay, there he is. You're back.
Sorry, just have a disconnect.
No worries, no
Uh,
worries. I'm just cleaning up your notes here so they're formatted in the agenda.
oh, I was just going to do the same thing. Thank you. Just
No worries. Yeah, no worries. So I would
so
say,
so my mhm.
yeah, go ahead, Pavel.
So my question is this: since it's your pull request, your local that points the remote, and there's a pointer there somewhere, and I wanna maybe start with this since it's a very I find it a very good opportunity, and I would like to eventually study all those components that are needed from a CI/CD point of view as well. I would like to. I need to start with some. And since you have a PR there, creating a new one just for doing something that is potentially simple, but we all know that it's never this, right? You update here and then you see this, but then you have to do that and so on. So maybe I just reproduce that, and if this works in separate PR, then we could maybe I could merge. I could even create a PR that's pointing to your branch, to your branch.
I mean, if you want to create a PR on top of mine, like I'm probably eventually I'll just go back and update my PR. That's why I was saying if you wanted to, you could just like check out my repository, right? Put your
Your forked one. Okay, so you have the forked
right,
repository.
check
Yeah,
out my
forked
fork branch
repository. Mhm.
that's in the PR. Put your commit
Yep.
on top of it to update the setup test env or play with it or whatever, and then just open a new PR and we can just close
Okay.
the old one. That's fine, and then we can
Yeah.
follow, we can continue on your PR then at that point. I think that'd be fine.
Mm,
I don't have a, I
if
don't,
you don't mind, if you don't mind, then makes sense, I
okay.
guess.
Yeah, try it out. Try it out and see if see if it works. Like PRs are easy, are cheap to make, right? So like make as many as we want and then we'll just close
Sure.
out the ones we don't need. I'm happy with it. I was trying to go back to some of your, um, I was trying to go back to the comment you had in in the meeting notes. Um, so because uh, you put a note in here trying to find the proper owner, and you had found this is the node bootstrapping. That was the document
Hmm.
I had made to put together node bootstrapping. But I think what you might have been looking for, I don't have access to the second doc.
That's our release team, cap
I
release.
Yeah, I think what you want is this doc here that I linked.
Okay,
This is the Carpenter integration with cluster. That speaks about this working group. So this is probably the
perfect.
document you want for that. But I put a link in here so you could find it.
Thank you.
Um, so yeah, like right now, this project is moving a little bit slowly because we don't have a lot of people working on it, and there's not a lot of user demand for it. So there's not
The,
not a, keeping up with cluster API.
there's quite a tree there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah, please give it a try, and then if that works, maybe when we get to the next upgrade for 1.10, you could do the whole upgrade if you wanted to. I'm down with it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be fine. And that's something that I'm aiming at as well. So awesome.
Okay, so then your second one was about updating the runner OS. Yeah, I mean, like again,
Might
like
be
I think
tricky. I'm not sure if we built our own images. Like, do we create our own depths or do we just use ones from Linux? We probably have something that's
right,
with extras, right?
right. We're using the GitHub provided Ubuntu image basically.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah, but I'm not opposed to trying it out on other
images.
images if we
I
have
see.
other images that look good. So maybe in the future that's something we want to do. But right now we just use the
I mean,
deep.
I know when I wasn't makes sense.
Okay.
Although if even if we needed to do this, then that would be still be like Linux
Right.
it's a community thing, right? Because I know sometimes you update and you realize, hey, so this package is missing or it's no longer there under the version you want. I think container D was there was a different version from one of the, but there was like an image, not yeah
Right.
version of Ubuntu in one of my findings recent to version 2.0 and the newer one was stayed back at 1.x and that was for a reason of course kernel related.
Right. So we're relying a lot on GitHub here because we use their Ubuntu image and then we also use their actions to like set up Go.
Oh, it's late.
Right. So we're
It says latest here. It's not a tag. I see. Okay.
right, yeah. And then we're using the GitHub actions to do all the setup for Go and that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not even touching the operating system. We're trusting the actions that have been created for us. And we do update those actions occasionally when there are updates from GitHub, like security updates. But that's the only like kind of changes I've seen around it.
Okay. I was
But
just thinking about those versions and updates because they might be tricky unless we limit ourselves only to security updates. Then versions update will be should be by design quite fluent.
right. Yeah. I mean, and if you want to do some experimentation around this, I'd say, yeah, propose PRs, like where I'd be happy to take a look at them, you know? So yeah.
Sure. Cool. So I think we came into agreement here on this one.
Okay.
Hope I didn't take too much time. Julio might have had the agenda items as well.
No, no, we didn't have any other agenda items. It was just what you were typing there. So like this is fine, and we're at the bottom of the hour anyway, so we could call the meeting here. But yeah, like I my only recommendation, Pavel, for the future is like yeah, maybe try to form your agenda as like a question that we could answer or a topic you want to get into. I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at when I saw the agenda notes. Your comments are absolutely
TLDR, yeah.
yeah, yeah, but your comments are welcome and your contributions are welcome as well. So like I appreciate the work and the time you're putting in here. Um, yeah, thank you.
It just a starter,
Yeah, just a starter, right?
really,
But
I think.
anything's more to come, right?
Yep, yep,
All right, cool. Well,
exactly.
have a good Wednesday, everybody, and we'll see you at the next meeting then.
See you
Thank you.
all.
Have a good
Bye
day.
bye.
Bye bye.